Okay, here's the thing. I think what we're being asked to do is to fix something with a 1940s repair manual. I believe that the bottom line of all this, and I have to quote this because this is said so much better than I could ever say something. There is this wonderful British historian, Tony Judt, who asks this question, and think about this. Why is it that here in the United States, we have such difficulty even imagining a different sort of society from the one whose dysfunctions and inequalities trouble us so much? We appear to have lost the capacity to question the present, much less offer alternatives to it. Why is it so beyond us to conceive of a different set of arrangements to our common advantage? And then I'm thinking about, okay, so what dysfunction and inequality is he really talking about? Where can I get this perfect capture of the worst of what we've produced in terms of Enron, in terms of, oh my God, Goldman Sachs now, and everything else that you're reading about? And here's where I found it in the most unlikely of places. This is the goofy litigator Jerry Spence, who says, what have we wrought? A culture that provides too many of our kids with unemployed, uneducated, desperate, and addicted parents. Much of our society despises the poor, the immigrants, and celebrates money and celebrity as an alternate moral value, and provides almost inescapably the most bloody of violence in entertainment. Well, that's what we got, folks. And if we don't look at what we're doing differently, and if we don't value the capacity of our communities and our community folks within learning that, of course, is structured. And I'll tell you about what my vision is, really. I mean, my vision for a model of professionalism isn't some centralized one-size-fits-all. I believe that there's going to come a time when we put that money that would otherwise go to higher ed, which in some ways to me is the foxes guarding the hen house, to be able to advocate for this money. But I believe we put that money into release time so that staff can do something very novel, talk to each other, to have the time to reflect on what actually happened yesterday, to have the time to reflect on the new information they know about this parent, that family, this neighborhood gang, and what's going on. To have the time to actually, not in a phony way, communicate with a regular school teacher so that there can be an exchange of information about students, because I guarantee you, in all my years of after school, I know that the after-school staff know far more about those children than the regular school day teacher does. And that, in most cases, is because there's so much they have to cover in the regular school day. They don't have the time for the authentic and courageous conversations to take place. So my money, if I were to make my first million, would go into directly those sites themselves to give paid release time for regular and ongoing reflection. And to Mark's point, of course you have to have knowledge. And I want people who are not supervisors and are not funders to observe our programs and to be able to look at where the gaps are without negativity so that they can come and connect the dots for what can improve those programs to what knowledge that staff already knows. And that has to happen locally, and it has to happen individually, and there is no one central clearinghouse that can make that happen, in my opinion.